I knew when I heard that knock. Banging on my door. Also, the guy was really nice. He said that he has been married for 31 years to his second wife. His first wife was for 7 years. So we chatted a little bit, and I was like, that makes me feel so good. Like, maybe I could do it again one day with obviously a prenup. But anyways, FYI, sir, I could help you right now. So I'm not preventing you from getting in my 401k. You can play this too. I would love for you to do that. Play the whole video though. I'm not preventing you from getting in my 401k. The problem is ADP knows that you committed fraud, and so they're investigating you. So it's them that's preventing you. Just like everything else, like I don't care. Take what you want. Just leave me alone. But I'm not preventing you from taking my entire 401k. They know you've committed fraud by lying and saying you weren't an employee with our company since 2016. When you called them April 2nd and then December 2nd. So you might want to take it up with them. And to think, I almost thought like maybe he's going to take me to court and say he wants to see his kids. But of course not. Money. It's money. Because who cares that you haven't seen your kid in 7 months? But you go get that money. I hope you spend every dollar of it, sir. I don't care. I literally don't. The more you do to me, the more fraud you commit. So rack it up. Are confused since he likes to say that I'm like making stuff up. April 2nd, 2021, he decided to call our ADP payroll service and tell them that he had not been an employee since 2016. I don't know if he got that advice from his attorney who had already contacted and told me he wasn't contacting him. Well, that didn't work. They didn't do anything. And plus, he had just written himself a fraudulent check for $10,000 for 2 weeks' paycheck, which has never happened in the entirety of our business, or my business. And I lost some shit about that in March and then filed for divorce like March 26th, somewhere around there. Wrote me a check for $40,000 for 2 weeks, which I also lost some shit about because why am I getting a paycheck for 40 grand when my dad's dying? But anyways, nonetheless. Then he pretended to not want to get divorced the entire year and gave me a ring, went on a vacation with me, all of which was paid for by my business card, which then told the judge later on, which was paid for with my line of credit, and told the judge that I ran the line of credit up by myself. So did I buy myself the ring? But anyways, so when all that didn't work out, and then I finally by November was like, I don't care if it's your money, my money. Remember that I'm repeating these words to you with nothing around me. I have no paper, but I'll play the video and the words are exactly the same. I said, I don't care if I take your money, my money, or God's money. I'm hiring a forensic accountant to figure out where all my money's going. This is not making sense. That was November 8th. There was a video on the 4th, video on the 5th, video on the 6th, video on the 8th. I think it was the 8th video. November 8th, 2021. And then, of course, a couple weeks later, he files for divorce behind my back while telling my family at the same time, like, that he flew out to California and spent Thanksgiving with us, telling my family I was crazy and he would never do that, blah, blah, blah. He had already done it before he got there. I know because I got notified by his little friend on social media who told me when I commented, or when I created a birthday post for him, she was like, if he really... And I sent him the post. I have the text message. I sent him the post and I was like, wow, she always knows more than I do. He goes, she's disgusting and crazy. But I have to finish. So he flew out to California, pretended like everything was great for Thanksgiving, told my family like I was full of shit. He definitely didn't want to divorce me. Even my brother was like, well, sis, you sound crazy. He's saying he doesn't want to divorce you. He had already filed for divorce before we got there because he doesn't want me to get a forensic accountant, which I couldn't do because by the time I left my marriage, there was $0 in my bank account at all. My credit card for work was maxed out. My line of credit was maxed out, and he filed an injunction to prevent me from being able to use my line of credit at work any further, which that's how I had no money. So when I say I started from zero, it's like I had millions of dollars. And then when I left my marriage, all of a sudden there was $0 and I wasn't allowed any money out of my trust, nothing. Anyways, so then what was next? Oh, so that was November of 2021. December 2nd, 2021, he called ADP's 401k service. I just found out this summer. And he told them that he has not been an employee with our company since 2016. That's a problem. So the problem with that is 401k people are going to talk to the payroll people. And when they did, and I called them this summer to ask them, like, what's going on? How much is in my 401k? Blah, blah, blah. All this. They're like, well, ma'am, there's some red flags on your account because your ex-husband or current husband at the time called us and told us that he was not an employee on April 2nd, but he gave himself a check in February. And he also called back December 2nd and says same timeline. He hadn't been an employee since 2016. So they were like, if he's trying to get his 401k money backed out of the system, then we're going to back out his salary too. And since you're the business owner now, that salary is going to go back to you. So keep it up. I think the salary was like somewhere near $1 million. So now here we are. I have completely closed down my bankrupt business that he lied and told the judge was worth like over $1.5 million. It definitely wasn't. Our taxes have not been filed for 2021. 2022 taxes he filed by himself, but seemingly forgot that we have to pay capital gains tax for receiving over $1 million in profit in the sale of our house, except for I didn't receive that $1 million. I received $0. He received the dollar. I should say that. I got $100,000 out of the trust. There was over $1 million in it. And I had to give him $1 million or $100,000 out of the trust, like during the course of the divorce. I spent $55,000 on one attorney's fees alone. The rest of it, I paid my bills and paid other attorney fees. But anyways, nonetheless, that was because I wanted to take my son on that trip, and he wouldn't agree to switch days with me unless I agreed to take $100K out. And if I take $100K out and give it to him, then I have to take it too. Attorneys ate up like 80% of my $100K. The rest of it I paid off a credit card. Anyways, which I'm glad I did, because later on, none of my personal debt got paid off through our divorce, because my attorneys did not present my inventory and appraisal. But it just, like I've always said, eventually, which I'm glad I did, because later on, none of my personal debt got paid off through our divorce, because my attorneys did not present my inventory and appraisement spreadsheet. So we had to use his, which obviously has none of my personal debt on it. So his personal debt got paid off, but my personal debt did not get paid off because, of course, the attorney did not submit the inventory and appraisement. So that's what happened, guys. And it sucks, but that's what really happened. And now here we are. So I'm getting drugged back into court, and he's asking me for attorney fees to pay for him to go to court to file his whatever the hell he wants to file, because I guess, he is entitled to my entire $200 and something thousand 401k, close to $300,000 401k. He got to keep his own too. Kid doesn't have a college fund anymore, and I got $0 out of the divorce, and he definitely has already cashed a check for $211,000. But yep, go ahead and grab that other $300K while you're at it. Like I've always said, eventually all the money will run out. And I don't just mean like the money that I got from, or the money that, we got from selling my house that I built with my money while he didn't have a job, that I didn't want to ever sell. That he committed loan fraud to get, FYI. Also, if I'm lying, you should tell the judge I just said that. That way she can ask me why I said that and I can prove it. But you won't. But anyways, eventually all the money's going to run out. Like, there's going to be no more money to take from me. And so then maybe he will fucking leave me alone. I don't know. All I know is, see you on the 25th, bro. But it just burns you up, doesn't it? To know that you did all that while Beth was dying, or while Beth died and while my dad was dying, while I was losing my family and my home, and my possessions, while you're calling me crazy and telling the judge I was schizophrenic. Okay, listen, ain't no voices talking to me, like I said, but me and Jesus, and I didn't listen to either of them enough. But I bet it just burns you up that I just will not lay down and take it. You can have the money. That's all you're gonna get. And not forever. Because even if you play parts of that video like you did during the trial, not the whole thing, you better be so glad she didn't watch that whole text video. But don't worry, they're gonna see it. The people that matter. Maybe the judge will never see it, of course, but the rest of the world will. Because at the end of the day, what you did was documented. Maybe it wasn't shown at court like it should have been, but that's fine. Jury of our peers, that's what counts. Our peers are the people who are going to make sure that even if you take every single drop that you're allowed, and you're welcome to, I'm not stopping you, I never have, they'll make sure I don't drown. And I know at the end of the day, money is just a temporary band-aid, but me not drowning, that's what's really gonna, I know.